Was a very long time ago, like 34 years ago, and things are a lot different now than they were then. And I was actually trying to figure out what I wanted to do after I graduated from college, and I was at a friend's house for dinner, and her niece, I think, was there, and she was a paralegal, and she was describing it, and it sounded interesting. So I looked up, there was a program here in Philadelphia which is no longer in existence. It was called the Institute for Paralegal Training. And it was, you had to have a bachelor's degree already, a college degree to get into the program, and you had to choose a specialty. I just kind of fell into it accidentally, and I was very lucky because I really liked the area of law that I ended up in. So it just worked out well for me. I'm in estate and trust administration. Basically, what I do is the estate administration. So, when someone dies, and they have an estate, they have assets that have to be distributed. You have to collect information on assets. You have to file death tax returns, federal state tax return, Pennsylvania inheritance tax return if they're a Pennsylvania resident. And ultimately make distribution to the beneficiaries who are named under the will. Each case is different. The process is basically the same for every estate, but because you're dealing with different assets and personalities and families, every situation is different. So it makes it interesting because you're doing kind of the same work, but it's different because every person's life is different. So there's a lot of client contact in the work that I do. Other areas of law like litigation or things like that where you're doing research or whatever, you really don't have a lot of client contact, but in my area of work, I really do have a lot of contact because families they're in a very vulnerable position, when someone dies, and they're they just need a lot of hand-holding in some cases, and you really do have a lot of contact with the families. Really talk to a person that is in a particular area of law. Like if you think, I'm really going to like going to court, so I want to be a litigation paralegal, you should really talk to somebody who does that work because I'm not sure that litigation paralegals really get to court all that much. Or if they do, that's a very small percentage of the time that they spend. A lot of time they might be doing research or they have their noses in files and looking through things. Everybody has a different way of looking at like the type of work that they want to do. So I really think if you're taking all different sorts of courses in these general paralegal studies programs, and you think you're interested in something, really try to talk to someone who's actually working in that area because it may sound a lot more desirable than it actually is. But you have to know yourself what kind of work you like to